Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Hope you are fine by the grace of Almighty Allah. Welcome to NIEVS Home School. I am Sabrina Haq, Assistant Teacher of Science, National Ideal English Version School, Day Shift. Dear students, today I am going to take a science class for class 8 student on the based on chapter 7 and take your textbook. Open page number 69 and follow the class with your textbook. Dear student, in this class today we will discuss the important topic from lesson 1 to lesson 3. The rest part we will discuss on our next class. So let's start our today's topic. Chapter 7, the name of the chapter is the Earth and Gravitation. Dear students, you have already learned this chapter in your half yearly and the first introduction is Newton put forward the law of gravitation that all particles in the universe attract each other by a force which is proportional to the product of their masses and inversely as the squares of their distance apart. Dear student, now we will move for the lesson 1, gravitation. Dear students, you may heard the story of Newton when Newton first think about the gravitational force. One time Newton was sitting in his garden and he was thinking something. Suddenly he saw an apple to fall on the ground. The question come to his mind that why apple falls towards the ground. And that time he thought something is attracting to the ground. Look, this picture, it indicates the Newton's that time's picture. When the apple falls down to the ground, the Newton think that why apple come to the ground? Something is attracting to this, and he thought after long thought he comes to the conclusion that earth is attracting every object, and later he came to more general conclusion that it is not only the earth but all objects in the universe attract each other towards their center. And come to the last line of this para. The attractive force that exists between any two particles in the universe is called gravitational force. That definition is given by the Newton, Sir Isaac Newton. The attractive force that exists between any two particles in the universe is called gravitational force. The Newton's law of gravitation and gravitational force. Each particle in the universe attracts every other particle with a force which is proportional to the product of their masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. Dear students, this is the definition of this is the Newton's law, and in his word, if we describe it, Newton's developed an important theorem. This theorem states that the gravitational attraction between two homogeneous spheres is proportional to their product of their mass and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between their centers. This is because of spherical bodies, the whole mass of the sphere can be assumed to be at the center of the sphere, provided the observer is outside the sphere and the sphere is the homogeneous. And if we assume that 2 points object of spherical bodies have masses, first object have the m1 mass and second object have the m2 mass, and the distance between that two objects is d, then the gravitational force F is acting between them is given below. F is equal to capital G is multiplying with product of two object mass and inverse of the square of the distance of that two object from the center. Now come to the next page. Dear students, here G is constant of proportionality. It is called the universal gravitational constant, and here I have written the value of G 6.673 multiply with 10 inverse 11 Newton meter square per kg square. This is the value of capital G. That means this is the value of gravitational force, that means G. Now here the picture, this is the first object, its mass is m1, and this is the second object, its mass is m2, and this attraction is indicated as F, and from that both center the distance is D. Then we can write F is equal to G multiply with both object mass inverse the square of the distance. From the formula of gravitation we find that if the distance between the two objects is fixed and the product of their masses is doubled, and the gravitational force become double. Dear student, now we will go for the lesson 2 and 3, the gravity and the acceleration due to gravity. Dear student, in our previous page in lesson 1 we have discussed about gravitation. Now we are discussing about gravity. We know every material or particles in the universe attract every other particle. When the mutual attraction involves any two objects in the universe, we call it gravitation. In the special case, if one of the object is the earth and the attraction of the object due to the earth, we will call it gravity, and this is the definition of gravity. Dear student, now this is the we can describe the gravity in these lines too. The acceleration force due to the earth on any object near to it is called gravity. That means the gravitation between me and the sun is gravitation. The attraction between me and sun is called gravitation, but the attraction between me or you and the earth is called gravity. Now we will go for the acceleration due to the gravity. We know that when a force is applied on an object, its velocity increases. The increase in velocity per second is called acceleration. Dear student, this is the definition of acceleration. The force of gravity also causes acceleration. That means because of the force of gravity there is also caused acceleration. Now let's assume that m is equal to capital M is equal to mass of the earth, and small m is the mass of an object near the earth, and d is equal to the distance between the object and the center of the earth. That means this distance between the object from the center, that will be from the center of the earth. From the formula, the gravitation force is equal to F equal to G multiply with capital M into small m inverse of distance, square of the distance. Then again we get from the relation between the force and the acceleration, the force of gravity is equal to mass into acceleration due to gravity. That means F equal to mg. Then we can write from this equation like this way. From the above relation we get mg, in place of F we get mg. Then we can write here m multiply with g is equal to capital G multiply with small g, product of capital M and small m, and divided with distance, square of the distance of the object from the center of the earth. Here we can cut this both m, and we get or G equal to capital G multiply with the mass of the earth divided by the square of the distance of that two object. That means between the that object from the center of the earth. And here D we can indicate as the radius of the earth. That's why we can replace D by the R, because this R is indicate the radius of the earth. And the distance of the body at the surface of the earth measured from the center of the earth, that is the radius of the earth. It is indicated with capital R. Then we can write G equal to Gm divided by R square. Since the earth is not a perfect sphere, R is not really constant, so the value of G is not equal everywhere at the surface of the earth. As we move from one pole to the equator, the value of R increases, the value of G decreases. That means when the value of R will be increased, that time the value of G will be decreased. At the equator, the value of G is minimum. That means 9.78 meter per second square, and the value of G in the polar region is equal to 9.832 meter per second square at the surface of the earth. For the convenience of calculation, the value of G is taken as 9.8 meter per second square. Then we can say that average value of G is equal to 9.8 meter per second square. At the surface of the earth, the value of the G is 9.8 meter per second square. That will be square. It means for a freely falling body near the surface of the earth, the velocity increased by 9.8 meter per second square meter per second at every second. That means every second the speed will be increased by 9.8 meter per second. If the body is allowed to fall from above, it reaches to the surface of the earth due to the force of gravity. This is so important line. And dear student, if we allow a piece of stone and a piece of paper to fall from the same height, that time we will observe that the acceleration, that time we observe that both of these can't reach in the same time. This is because of the air. The acceleration due to gravity does not depend on the mass of the body. Therefore, the acceleration acting on both the stone and the paper are same. As a result, the acceleration acting on the both the stone and the paper are the same. As a result, both of them should be expected to reach the surface of the earth at the same time, but in reality the stone will reach the surface of the earth before the paper. This is because of the air resistance. If there is a vacuum place, that both thing will be reached on the earth ground at the same time. Dear student, this is so important part of your science short syllabus. So read the chapter properly. We will discuss the rest part in our next class. Stay safe, stay home. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.